Hello, good day everyone. Today we are working on a little bit something different. We're not going to do really much feature work. We're going to try to improve the quality of life of some coworkers. So this person here, Yahor, is a friend, and they are complaining that the ways that error reports are loaded into our Sentry is not optimal, and so we want to improve that. So let's try to figure that out. Let's see what is being said about this. So this is an error report. It gives us a nice stack trace, but the details about what error prompted the event are missing. All we can see is that an error was thrown by the vectorized engine. All right, so we have a stack trace, and then there is an unexpected error, and then there is something going on here. And then there is something that might be wrong. So what we're going to do today is we are going to set up a test environment where we can try out the Sentry error reporting. And hopefully we are going to make some progress on this. So it's not exactly clear how much we're going to get to, but we'll see. We'll see what's possible. All right. So what do I need for this? So we have our errors library. Let's say go mode errors reporting, and then we have a report test here, and this is a unit tests that we can use to try out our errors, and so we are going to use that probably. And then, depending on what we see, we are going to maybe improve things. So let's see how CockroachDB uses this. So there is a URL somewhere that is being used with a development thing. So we're going to take this URL here, paste it here. Then undo this, and then we are going to cross fingers and hope that this works. So, all right. So that is in what is in the report thing. Okay. Go test. Report. Filter. Report 2. Is that GitHub package report? Oh, it's not report. Interesting. Yeah, because we're not using CockroachDB Sentry Go here. We're using something different. This. And then we need to filter because we want just one test. And I don't remember how the filtering works again. There is a flag, test flags, args exec I. Okay, that doesn't seem to be. So let's do again this one. So test dot run. All right, so we got some dev thing here. So what we want here is to go to the project, and it's going to be CockroachDB dev, and then presumably maybe alone. Presumably here we should get some failures. Yes. So that's our test errors that we just tested with. And so we see here that there is details. So the details are coming. Top exception, checks extra payloads. Import test, leave error some prefix via step. Okay. Well, this actually seems to be quite fine. I don't see any missing information in here, so we get our error message here, our path here, new issue, one event. All right, so well, at least the reporting mechanism seems to work fine. So that means that apparently there might be something specific about how the error handling is happening here. So we are going to try to investigate what's going on. So what is centrally for the issues that Yahoo is telling us about? All right, so there is an error here, an expected error from the vectorized engine, and then the rest of is redacted. So we're going to go and investigate the source code in CockroachDB. Call exec error.go, and there is an internal error here, and it's going to be panicking here. All right. So panics with the provided object. That is fine. And that's a panic. There's a 988. Unexpected error. New assertion error with wrapped error. Unexpected error from the vectorized engine. Okay, so we want to create such an unexpected error for testing purposes. All right. Well, first of all, we will need to change this environment variable for testing, and then use the URL that we had here for testing purposes, like this. This way we override the URL, and then we need to try it out first. I think this was this has completed. And now empty, and then we are going to try it out to send to really create a test error. And I think we want for this to have XX, oops, a single quote for strings in SQL, test error, and then it's been sent in Sentry. And now if we go to the top of the Sentry project, the dev project, we should see now a different test error. All right. I want to see all the errors. This one, thank you. This one. Oh, that's interesting. So here's this entire error is being edited away. Oh no, it's not too bad actually. That's not too bad. So the message is edited here, but we have the code here. So okay, so our error is being sent. All right. So what we see, at least we have a test bench now. We see that the code that we are interested in gets. Oh, look at this. not an error object. Definitely unexpected. Okay. That's interesting. And then this one is here. All right. Okay, so there is code around here. And so we're going to... we want to trigger somewhere in this code an error for testing purposes. So what we are going to do is to find some kind of execution logic that we can break, basically. So memory thing doesn't work. Oh, what do I want to break? Oh, exec op. Yeah. Operator. Interface. I need to regenerate some test code for... oh, I think the camera just switched off. Is that possible? Yeah, the camera just switched off. I need to switch back on. Give it a second. Okay. There's a technical difficulty about the cameras that I had not envisioned. So let's... the camera is going to complain. I use a GoPro, and I had to factory reset the GoPro just a few minutes ago, and there is some kind of complexity that goes with it. So it's there again, but I am suspecting that it's again going to go into sleep mode. All right. I am expecting it's going to go into sleep mode. So if it happens again, we will make a technical break so that I can disable the auto sleep mode. Anyway, so I want to have something that only triggers for a special kind of value. Oh, I like this. Because if I do something here, I can trigger a problem. Maybe I want to have something that let's say is the base. All right. So when does this happen? Decode table value to column value. That sounds good. So that's good. So if I have a date value in a table, then I can cause a problem here. So I can panic like this. Yeah. I'm going to auto-generate the derived files, and then I'm going to rebuild the binary, and then we're going to try our code, and then hope that we get a panic report. And then we'll see. I use date because I'm confident that there is no table inside CockroachDB that uses the date column in the initialization. If I were to overload the other things, we would run into an issue, which is that probably CockroachDB would not even start because the error would be encountered as soon as the process starts. But with date, I'm pretty sure we don't use that anywhere, so hopefully that triggers the error we want. Alright, so what's going on here? We're seeing here code generation happening. In case I wasn't clear, I'm wearing this veil today because I'm feeling a bit cold. And because I don't have hair, I need to protect my poor head from the cold. All right. So what's happening here is that I changed the file that is used for the code generator, and because the code generator depends on the source file, I'm rebuilding the entire code generator in order to generate the code, in order to build the main executable afterwards. So that's what we're waiting on now. That's okay. Fingers crossed that we only need to do this once. Okay, that is done. So let's build our binary. All right. Now we can do this. Then I say create table t date t x date into t values access, and then I got an error. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted. Internal error, expected error from the vectorized runtime. Woo. All right, and now let's go to our project and see what we get here. So that's I should get more. What's going on? Yes, it's here. All right. Expected from the vectorized runtime x. Okay, so that's good because we got to woo, and the go panic was done here, and so we see our panic. All right, so that's great. And what we're going to do here is that we're going to do errors. That's new. Woo. This. And then we can build this. Then we can try again. Create, insert, select. Then we go back to our project. We wait a little because I think that the loading of the database here is not instant. One event only. Give me more, give me more, give me more events. Yes, that looks fine. All right. Error.go 0. And then we have this one here. And then we have this one here. And so that is good. And so this one here, we probably want to see with more structure. And then there's a barrier. And I'm not seeing the detail of that error. Okay, so now we are really getting closer to why the issue was encountered. So we're going to have two things here. Redact, save, save, and save. So what we want is to see this code show. Yes. Oh. Okay. Then I'll try this again. So let's do this. Insert into T and select. Off we go. Then to cross fingers. That's the new event we get here. It's going to be clearer. We want to see the safe and unsafe payload side by side. Alright, we need to give 4 minutes. Okay. Alright, we got our error here. And then we see that the detail of our error object is here. Alright, that's pretty good. Good. Leave error safe. There is a noise. All right. So we see our additional data here. So exception is this. And then we see details error types. Details for this. So the secondary error here is actually being reported properly. If it was an error generated by the CockroachDB errors package. And so we see that if the error here was not generated by the errors package, we don't know as much. We don't know as much anymore. All right, so maybe what do we see here? Var annotate error without code and not internal error was caused. We don't have. All right. So what is a not internal error? I don't know for sure, but we're going to find out. Happens to be in an expected state. And then we have the non-internal error. It has a cause. And then it has a decode function. Oh. Oh, does this work? Can you decode a wrapper without? Yeah, can you decode a wrapper if you don't have an encode function? Damn, I'm not sure. I am not sure about this. So, okay, so, that's interesting. So we need to go and investigate the decoding mechanism. Error base, encode, test. Is that where we need to be? Wrapper. Code. Code test. Code.go. Let's see what says about wrappers. Suppose you don't have an encoder function for the wrapper. Alright, so first of all, get the type details, which I believe works. Full type name, and then a key marker. Right. Then encoders, if it has an encoder, use it. Otherwise, extract the prefix, which in this case it will extract this. Okay, so the prefix is going to be empty. So no save detail is going to be sent here. And then it's going to be encoded as any. If there is a payload. There isn't. Payload, what is payload? It's encoding here. Okay. And then we see encode error of the cause. Oh, camera has another defect. All right. So we're going to solve the camera problem. So bear with me. We're going to have a brief technical interruption, and then we'll be back in a minute after the camera has decided to stay up. All right, we're back on stream. I think the camera will be fine from now. All right, so we see here that we have an encoded wrapper with the message prefix, the details, and the details contain the type name, the family name, the extension. So, okay, it might be possible to encode a wrapper without an encode function. All right, so that's good. Then there is a non-catchable panic. Okay. Then this. Okay. Then there is storage error. And then a new storage error. Oh. Okay. Unchanged. That's not an error. Oh. It might explain a little bit something here. It implements error, but it's not a... Oh, it is an error. Okay. Oops. Okay. And then we probably want this to be actually I like to let this like this. And then we are going to have this decode function for storage as well. Like this. And then da-dum. Da-dum-dum-dum. Okay. I suppose. Then we get a couple of things here. Do nothing. There's an error. Insertion failed. Okay. So it's notes here. So all these things here. Panic. Stack trace. Okay. Alright, so if errors is this, annotate error without code. Annotate error without code and code is this. I don't have the error. Right error is this. Okay. Interesting. All right, so we are going to try. Let's try it again. See what we see here. So what we're concluding here is that really, if the object was really an error already, then we get we get a detail about it. But what we're missing in that Sentry link here is a detail about the types of the air under. So here we are like so we have a barrier error with assertion failure, and then not internal error, barrier error with mistake, assertion failure. Oh, actually, that's interesting. This prefix with assertion failure looks like not internal error. So how is this? Let me open this. Which order do we see the objects here? Error util. Assertion with wrapper and assertion with wrapper. So handled. So barrier, and then so barrier with assertion failure in this order. So inner, outer, and then not internal error. So we're going to try to improve the formatting. Oh, it's already here. Oh, it's already here. So it's already safe. It already has a safe format. Safe format error. Say redact that. Okay, we need to look at what the redact patch says about this. RFMT format.go. No, they're not here. Where is this package API? API.go. So we have safe printer, safe formatter, and then register redact error fn. I like that. And that goes to the errors library, and then that's going to be here. Register this one, and then we get format reductable error. I like that. And so there will be here an interface for safe format error here, which is great. And that's a safe formatter interface, which is in Airbase. And we should get a redact.printer as... Oh, it's already here. All right, great. Airbase safe matter interface. Okay, so cause is here. Okay, so it should be spelled out here. So what we're going to check now, we're going to get back to our report test, and so we have here a assertion failed, and that is going to use my error assert save and save. Save. And so what we want to see is the hello error under the assertion failure. Hopefully, if that is not the case, that will give us a little bit more insight about what's going on here. It is here. Cool. Wait for this error to appear here. Yep, it's here. Alright, so what do we see? Assert safe, safe, and safe. And then we have a text here that is hidden behind the assertion. Okay, and do we see the details of our safe error? Yeah, it is here. So what the error that we have behind the assertion failure is printed out, and it's detailed here. So that's good, I guess. Then we have the assert safe message here. So even though we don't see much details, we do have some guarantees that the an error behind an assertion will show up. What we don't see, however, is a report of the data types. Let's test this with an assertion error that is a bit too simple. Say this, and we're going to use errors go error.new like this, and then that go error is going to be like this. It's here, right? Oh, it's already had it. Okay. Then we test that, and then I might discover that the data type of the error is not visible behind the assertion. So maybe we can improve that. So we get our assertion here. We don't see the type. That is interesting. All right, so we probably want to find a way to dig into this. So this report is arguably a little bit incomplete. So let's try to understand what this builds into because the detail behind the error is incomplete and it's hard. So you see, the thing that's really surprising is that the assert code has a oops, I said assert. No. Assert, come on, assert. The assert code here has a save format error function, and then it returns a cause, meaning that it should print out its cause. Oh, actually, assertion failure does. That's not where we need to look. It's in the barriers. The barrier has a save format error, and then if you ask for details, it does report the cause hidden behind barrier. The thing is, though, we haven't seen that we don't see that cause hidden behind barrier in our previous tests here. So that's actually maybe arguably something that needs to be improved. Okay, so that's the one where we have a barrier and we see details, but we don't see a barrier. So there is a barrier here. And then we see details for, but we don't see this cause hidden behind barrier. That's a weird thing about this. Oh, it's a save details code that gets called here. Dang. So that's what's going on. We're not seeing the result of save format error. We're seeing the get save details function. And the get save details does something if there is a way to get that. So let's see what save details say. So get save details for a type. It says get details, and then if it has a save details function, which some of them have, then it extracts them. And if it has a stack trace, it extracts it, which is why we see those stack traces here. Leaf error has this, but like if you don't have save details, you don't get anything. You don't even get a you don't get the detail of whether like if there are like safe format message. So okay, so here we have we are starting to get the reason why is the problem. First step is to collect the details, and we only look at get save details here, and then reportable stack trace get save details, and then we get additional things here. Stacks, reverse. Okay, so that's basically here that we have issues. So get details, and then there must be a recursion. There must be some kind of loop from the last first error layer. Yeah. Then we print out the types, and then get extra. Is there a stack trace? We extract it. Okay. And then are there save details for that layer? Then print them. And then, okay, so where are these details extracted? Details. Oh, it's unwrap. Okay, I see. Get save details. This is how it's done. Get save details. All right, that is what's going on here. The save details for a barrier is incomplete. Save details for a barrier gives us the save details for the different layers behind, but like if there is no type, there is no let's say there's no data there, we don't get anything. That's what's going on here. Alright, so that explains why we're missing some information. So there are two problems we're seeing here. First of all, the Sentry report builder here only knows about the get save details API and doesn't know about the save format error API. And so that is a restriction that we want to lift. And then inside the get safe details interface, do we want get safe details actually at all? Yeah, we have a little bit of an overlap in API, really. Like get safe details in a historical API that was there before we started to define the safe format error interface. And it's much more primitive. It only has like a list of strings, and that list of strings is completely empty for data types that don't implement this interface. Whereas safe format error and the logic around this is much more clever and is able to do more work. It's more detailed work about the structure of an error. And so I think what we can do here is to make an additional payload inside the Sentry report that is going to format the error. Oh, that's the one. That is the one. That is the one. Redacted error string is different from redacted marker. Oh, I see. Yeah. So basically, if it's not been entirely redacted, then we get says script markers, first detail lines. And then we get this. And that is what we get here. Okay. Yeah, I'm really tempted to suggest we deprecate the get safe details. No, we can't really do that. Let's just be more details reports. If we details master, right? This one here. Let's enhance the save details on behind the barrier, just for the one reason. So we're going to do details, and details, and then we need to do the things that has been done here. So redact sprintf redact. And then we can this is a reductible string. Save markers. This. And then we are going to try this again. And now we're going to see report test. We're going to hopefully now see after the assert. We're going to see some information about this, maybe. maybe not. Maybe not. We're going to see something happen. We're going to see the barrier getting a additional entry. It's going to be empty, very likely, but that's okay. Come on. Oh, maybe I got 2 issues and there's this. Details, events. And that was this one, maybe? That doesn't look good. I want my second event. Or this, what I just created here. Where is it? I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. I don't know why it's not working. I did change this here, so I'm expecting this this thing here to be. Oh, look at these details. It says that I got the details overridden here. That's why. Interesting. Okay. Let's have details. And then it's this. Then this at the end. Then we can have this. Then I wish I could investigate. Oh, it says that code is not running? Wait, what code am I editing to start with? Who? I just created an error in the source file. Oh my gosh, I'm not in the right directory. Dude, that's why. That is why. Errors, barriers. There we go. All right, save details like this. Then I get an error here because what? E.masked error. And then I can do this. And now I will have an additional event I'm expecting. So here I got the second event 30 seconds ago, but that's not right now. That's we need an event that's more recent. That's exciting. Do I get my error here? 3 events. Yes, that looks good. All right. So events. The last one is right now. I guess 4 or 5. That's what I'm here. Search safe. And then I see this. It's great. That is much better. Okay. This way we get some information about the data type of the error behind. So that gives us one part of details. All right, that's good. That is better. That is much better. And so we can run the test for this, and we're going to see that there are some test failures because we're adding information, and that is good. Oops, sorry about that. I had a alarm set. Why? Doesn't matter. And so we will need to adjust the unit test suite for this. I think that that is fair. So let's do that. Go test FMT. FMT test. You're right. And then we can look. This has been modified here. So data driven. I probably don't need this to be modified. This is just a test code. So let's see. So here we're going to say, because that's interesting. So this one here, fmt test.rfmt. In this case here, we did not have the type fmt test.rfmt available to us before. So there is a strict improvement here. It's a strict improvement. That we didn't have before. Then if there happens to be stack traces and other things, we will be able to see it there. So that's pretty good. All right, so we're going to commit this. We need a branch. Okay. Reveal more safe details about the masked air. All right. So this commit ensures that the safe detail strings extracted for the air hidden behind a barrier contain extracts more details, basically. Extracts more safe details for the air behind the barrier. It achieves this using the new safe format air API via the Redux package. All right. Then we can say, as a side effect, this guarantees that a sentry report for a barrier, including but not limited to assertion failures constructed with new assertion error with wrapped error with wrap. That the sentry report for barrier now always spells out the type of the error included of the behind the barrier. It also includes any safe for reporting strings that the hidden error object would report when printed out via. Okay. Note that this patch is a band-aid. This is really adding more complexity to the get save details. So save details API, which is arguably somewhat obsolete now that the errors and redact packages collaborate to extract strings. We keep this. However, there is some marginal utility remaining in the particular case of an error object transported over the wire where the target server doesn't know how to decode the error barrier. In this case, the approach taken here ensures that a modicum of safe portable structure is still included. All right. One step forward. But that is not all we want to do here. Because that's just for the barrier. And then we are going to add additional payloads in the sentry report itself. That is not just the barrier save details. It's actually the sentry reporting code here. So what we want here is to reveal where do we have it's here. It's like this. Master save details prints only prints details if no stack trace were found at that levels, because stack trace annotations also produce a stack trace as a save detail string. Oh, so we privilege the stack trace over the save details. Yeah, so we don't want to have redundant information. Is that what we're saying here? Yeah, maybe that's what we're saying here, but that's okay. We are at peace with this. Okay. And then we have save details here. What is this data structure? So that's a save detail payload for one level of wrapping. Okay. Save message is the API free error message at this level. This is the result of printing out the error object. Do we want that? Do we want to do this in this way? I don't think so. Can we do this in this way? I'm not going to look at this right away. We need to understand how the formatting code works. Format error. Matter? Save matter. Then we have a save format error. Okay. Okay. Format error. So I want to format just one layer, and we do have an API to format just say one top. My single line output. Then we have format entries. And then we have entries. Where are the entries? So how are entries extracted? Let's see about that. Entries, format recursive, maybe. that's okay. So form, yeah. So it's actually pretty complicated logic. So we're not going to be able to do this in the save details here. Yeah. I'm tempted to abandon the save details string type and use only say first detail get save details. So that function extracts the save details function, and so what I'm thinking about is that we do not extract the save detail like this. Details of the original type, and then we get the types buffer. So this is from the get save details, and so we're going to keep that. And then the message line for this layer, that is going to come from a file name message. So these are these things if they are available. Then we have stack trace if included. We are going to print that, and if there's no stack trace, we say if there are entries here, we print them. And so what I'm thinking about is that we remove entirely the logic to print out save details. And then what do we see? Gen extra is true. So if save detail is 0 and if it's not empty, then we generate it below. Then if there is a new line character, we keep as the first long message buff. Long message buff is this line here. And so I think, okay, we might actually want to keep that. And it's the gen extra below that we are not going to keep. Maybe. Okay. I'm seeing some things. And then we have the save details. And the save details are printed here. Extras is this. And then extra num at the end. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go on a limb and say that we don't need this anymore. No, we don't need this anymore, so we need this anymore. Okay. And then Yeah, I don't want this actually. Let's just ignore this. Print first safe detail string. We're assuming that all the important bits will also be included in the verbose printout. So we don't so there's no need to include them again to dig out more safe strings here. The safe details API is not really meant for Sentry reporting. Once we have more experience to prove that, say verbose, printout is sufficient. We can remove, say, inclusion. We can remove safe details from Sentry reports. Okay, and so gen extra is not printed as a result of this. It's only printed here. So we are going to remove this. Yes. And then this might be a better thing. So first detail line, we don't need that anymore as well. First detail line. Maybe this entire details here will go away. So first detail line, redacted air string. Strip markers. And then we are going to redacted air str. I see. Okay. So we can do this. Then we can do this. And then what do we see? The details are going to go into types. We don't need that because we already have the details. We have the mark.extension. Do we need to iterate on the details? No, we don't really anymore. Family name. Family name extension. Sources. Compose a message line for this layer. String separator. It's a new line character. Oh no, we can ignore that. Get it. Let's see. Thing. And we'll have the chain next from that. There's a stack trace. Text type. And then we have an exception. It's going to be a top exception. Then there will be lower exceptions. Okay. These are save details. I'm going to print it. And then extra num. Okay, so actually we're going to keep the print out of the types. Type. And then we are going to say like this. Okay. Print out the propose error. Print out include with sensitive bits redacted out. Alright. And then we have the stack traces included at the end and the save details if needed. And then presumably yes. So let's try this out. Centrical. I don't know what that is about. Right. Going to see a very different error report here. Very, very different error report. It's going to be looking fresh and interesting. Yes, so we got this event 5. Then let's see what the last event is. Report test assert safe assertion failure, wraps attach text trace, wrap assert safe, cause hidden behind barrier. I like that. Word types. And then we are going to clarify what's going on here. Sentry. Oops. Report.go. We have here this. And then we're going to say here. Long MSG buff, right string, and then decomposition. This Sentry, okay. Composition. I think it's going to be fine. Then we have buyer's error. Voice prefix, we stack, insertion failure. Then we get the error types here. And we don't get details payloads. It's going to be good. Cool. I think we've achieved some success. Let's try out our more complex errors that we had here. And see what this gives. So we're expecting the 6th event happening here. Probably, right? 5. Come on, I want more. 6. There we go. Events. How does this look like? Okay. That looks good. I like that. Details. For GitHub. Assert save. Stack with assertion failure. Error types. I guess. That's going to be okay. I think we're going to make peace with this. I think that's clearly superior. And this test is going to start failing because it's different now. So we're going to fix that. I think we want to explain. We're going to try and find the previous iteration of that error in this. That was this, right? Search save. Yeah. That is a 1. And that is a 1. All right. Okay. I could request this to not include say stack traces somehow. Can I do this? Golang fmt. Let's see if there is a verb we can use, sorry, flag we can use in the printer matter state flag. Let's see what flags are supported. So that would be here, internal format flags. So we have minus, plus sharp space 0. We're going to use maybe a flag here. Going to use a minus flag? Can we do that? Where's minus being defined? Minus. Alright, so if there's a plus, we get plus. Get a minus. Sharp. Space. I would really like to skip the stack traces so that we don't include those things here. But I don't think we can do that. But that's not horrible. I mean, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. We have made progress. I think that's going to be fine. All right, so let's see what it says. Received event. Universe, multi-line, with stack, with domain, texts, blah, blah, blah. Received event, long message payload. Then we have expected long message, and that is not matching. And it's going to tell us the long message is not matching. And that is okay. The long message payloads. Okay, so report composition. So what does it say? New routes. And then now I'm getting the messages that I had earlier. And then there are no extra data payloads. So it's going to be like this. Then let's do this. Then there are going to be like this. Then do this. And then we're going to say like this. Then we're going to say this. This. Like this. I guess. like this. Let's see what it still complains about. The no, it doesn't complain about the it doesn't complain about the specific text anymore, so that's great. So valid extra details. And I am expecting the extra details on line 38. And then we have no details here. Extra this. Because there's no anymore detail. And now that succeeds. Success has been achieved. Success has been achieved. So let's see if we can run the entire test suite. Now there is some kind of issue. All right. Yeah, that is not surprising. Let's do the thing. So what do we see as a change here? Report.go. We'll modify this. Alright, so what do we see here? Century reporting. Now we get the details about the century report. It's great. And then I have a stack. Contacts cancelled is now here, which we didn't have before, so that's great. Our string is here now. Okay. We're missing a title. Aha. We're missing a title. Let's repair the title. So there is a thing here that's happening that we had before and that we removed by accident. What does it say? That was a first detail line, right? First detail line. First detail line. Where is the title of the error? It's here. One exception payload. Decorate the first exception with the first detail line if there is one. This sentence hence is a title of the errors. It goes from file func wrap if type detail via. Yes. So this is what we need. Oh, so we should still have this actually. So there was a piece of logic we had here, which we're missing. Here. Okay. 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 So what is this redacted markers thing? what does this give me? Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. What is redacted marker? Okay, so that is redacted marker. That's strip markers. Like this. And then do that strip markers. And that's going to be the first line. Split. Like this. I don't remember how. Okay. Then we can do this. And then hopefully our report test has not changed. Yep. But I think that's the format test will change. Now we will get the included cancel text installation here. Assertion failure wraps here. Assert message title is this, and then we get a little bit simplification here. Cancelled. Title hasn't changed. We get more details here. No new line character here anymore. Okay, that's much cleaner. That is much cleaner. Okay, so sure. All right. Party. All right. So let's save this. Save this. Save this. Save this. Save this. Save this. And then in here, report tests. We need to do this. And then we're not going to keep this. We're going to keep this. And we're going to keep this. So we keep this. Then we call this a success. Reports. Reworks the composition to use redacted verbose printouts. This commit changes the composition of Sentry reports to include a verbose printout of the error. A redacted verbose printout as the main message payload instead field actually of the concatenation of the save. Okay. It's as the beginning of the main message field. This ensures that there are objects with more complex printouts Then just save detail strings get spelled out more clearly in the Sentry reports. One example of this is that the tree structure of errors included behind barriers. It's, for example, that included behind assertion, failures, behind is preserved in the Sentry printout. Okay. And then we're going to create a PR with this. And then we're going to include some screenshots. And then we're going to include Yahoo. And then we are going to... Come on. So the browser currently is deciding that he's not happy about me. I have like 100% CPU. What's going on? Come on. Stop. Stop. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The browser is slow. Right, so improve the structure of Sentry reports. All right. This PR replaces, well, includes a redacted copy of the verbose error printout in the message field of Sentry report. This arguably was desirable from the beginning, but was impossible when the errors library was first designed, because at the time we did not have a reliable redaction library. Now that we have one, we can use it. This example, the main visible improvement resulting from this PR is verbose and tree preserving printout of the error hidden behind barriers. So included behind assertion failures. However, this change will also now include more details about other situations, such as known Go runtime errors, context cancelled, etc. Custom errors that have error types, formatter function, say formatter function, even though they don't report save strings via the save details interface. tree structure of secondary errors. And more generally, leverages the full power of the recently introduced errors.mat code. Redesigned. Example before, example after. Then we need to have for example, given the starting point go code. So let's see. Is that one here? And we're going to link this issue. Yes. Cool. All right. I think we've achieved. We started from a somewhat vague report showing that a central report was particularly incomplete. It was really happening that we had a barrier here, and then the code for the barrier completely hides what's behind the barrier. And that's what we were missing. And so by changing the ways that the report is composed, now we can use verbose formatting, and that means that we can show the code behind the barrier, including all these details. And hopefully that will reveal details, and now we can perhaps backport this change to the previous version. And yeah, maybe success will be achieved, assuming that that Yahor is happy about the change. We'll see. So I think that was it for today. So Jordan says this PR title has me extremely excited. Actually, if you are thinking about this, could you help me understand why the X in this? Oh, hi Jordan. So let's go to that issue and see. Barrier. Yeah, I can explain that. That's actually what we're seeing earlier. So what you see here is that the composition of the first line of the error behind the barrier. So what we see here. So let's actually go and open the central report, because it's going to be easier to look at in the central reports. All right. So what we're seeing in this in this error is like we have a barrier, and so we have this entire thing here, and we have with stack enclosing a not Maybe it's the other way around. There is a barrier error, and then there is this type of thing, and then we have a couple of details. And inside the barrier, there is an error that's hidden, and so that's the entire work we just did today, which is that the error behind the barrier is not emitted. However, the details for that barrier error were included in the report as a detailed payload, and so that was this one here. And so what we see is a big string containing a stack trace, because the error behind the barrier was containing a stack trace, and it was an error from the errors library. And so the printout here was a safe detail strings for that hidden error. But there is an additional piece of logic that was there in the errors library for composing the if we look back at the report generation code, we also see that the detail line, the first detail line that is used at the end of the century report below to create the title of the entire century report, which is this here. That first detail line is the result of printing out the error and then redacting it. And the redacting call, if the output of this printout is a multi-line string, is going to put the reduction marker on each individual line, and then we get here a multi-line value, and then Sentry will concatenate all the lines together with spaces, and that's what we see. So what all these crosses are actually string reductions of each of the lines in the stack trace. So that's make my head spin a little bit. And so what we are changing and improving in this new branch is two things. First of all, we now have the entire printout of the verbose error as a message, but additionally, the first detail line will also only extracting the first line of it, so that if there are multiple lines at the end here, we just include just one line of it and not all of them. So that's the improvement. So I don't fully understand the diversity of errors that people have seen in the century reports, but based on my observation, if I look at the issue list here and I type century, I will see that many of those things are actually assertions with the barrier. So you see barrier error, and barrier error. And so all these things with all the excesses are really stack traces. And hopefully now with the new code, we are going to see more information from the verbose printout of the errors in the title of the central report. So that is a hope, and hopefully people are going to feel some improvement. And then after we get some experience with this, we probably will find out that maybe we want to simplify this a little bit further. And so let's see what people say with experience, and then maybe we can iterate on this one more. And because all this is completely drop-in compatible with the all the APIs, and there is no API change, we can readily upgrade the CockroachDB code even in previous versions of CockroachDB to use this new version, so that the central reports on previous versions after a patch updates can also benefit from this. So that's a hope. I feel relieved. So that's one big thorn taken away from my side. I'm happy that we got some resolution on this. All right. Well, thank you for accompanying this stream today. Been at 2 hours at work already, and I think it's time to to take a break and hydrate and move a little bit. And I don't have any other task to work on today, so I think I will stop today at this point, and have a great day and have a great weekend. See you later.